Hello bros, Tsareena strikes again. Tsareena receives a really huge buff against its triple axle where the damage has been increased, which is a pretty good now, and it is so insanely strong, not gonna lie. And also the drop kick and the grassy glide also got buff and the damage of it has been increased, so whether depends on you whether you choose the drop kick and grassy glide, but I prefer more on grassy glide because of the cancel animation when I use the drop kick. But before that bros, let me tell you the build. The build that I'm running for Tsareena is just the one and only the stacking items for more sustain and damage, which is the attack weight and the ES cookie. And the last and the one only build that is pretty good for Tsareena is the weakness policy, because the triple axle is pretty suitable of that item build, and the sustain of the damage of it is just so crazy when playing as an all-rounders in the game. So the early game of Tsareena is pretty hard, so be mindful if you're stacking or not, so depending on the enemy. So here I can score, but because I have 6 points and the Sableye can just steal 5 ES, right? So that's why it is okay, and thankfully I got score here. So be mindful when scoring in the early game, because Tsareena is really pretty weak against the early game, but the secure is really awesome, which is the Razor Leaf, because it can crit and it has a high damage burst also, which is pretty good in laning. So playing Tsareena in the early game bros, what you need to remember is just you really need to reach the level 6 very ASAP in the game in order for you to be online and carry, especially when it's playing a solo queue. It is really hard for you to carry the teams, right? So getting level 6 immediately is a must when playing as Tsareena. So the buff of triple axle bro, not gonna lie, it is really truly strong, and it deals now a lot of damage. And also the grassy glide, what I love about the grassy glide bros is because it has a cancel animation, because when I use the grassy glide I can use automatically the triple axle, because when I use the drop kick it has a delay, right? So you really need to finish the drop kick in order for you to perform the triple axle. But the grassy glide, you can just grassy glide then use the triple axle again in order for you to fast use your triple axle and the shield buff of Tsareena. But it really depends on you whether you use the drop kick, but more I prefer and I more enjoy the grassy glide, because I can do a lot of combos, just 2-2-1 like that, 1-2-2 combos just like that. So that's why I use the grassy glide. So here bros, as you've seen, when you reach the level 7 I get the level gap, right? So what I love about the triple axle, because it deals 2 lot amount of damage, and what I love also is the sustain. So the sustain of it is really pretty good. It has a lot of regen. So here I did not broke my goal yet. So remember bros, level advantage is really very important when playing a solo queue. So be mindful of your level in order for you to win games. You really need a lot of level, so leveling is really a pretty good in order for you to increase your stats and the damage in the game. So I'm just clearing my wild Pokemons here, and enemies pushing now, and look at that level gap bros. Because of my farming efficiency, it is really pretty good. So also bros, take note, it depends on you what creativity you will use when playing as Tsareena, but be mindful of your boosted passive, which is when you perform a 3 abilities, right? You will go to the Queen Majestic. So the boosted of grassy glide will gives you a shield, right? So whether you use the shield or the triple axle depends on you, but whether you like it or not, what you really need to do is, if you have a lot of enemy just like this, you prefer more on using the boosted of the grassy glide for shield. So here I did not broke my goal yet, because I really need a lot of XP in order for me to surely win. So as you've seen, I clear all my wild Pokemons there, and I'm level 11 and the enemy is just level 7 and level 8, which is I have the upper hand in the game now. That's why I deal a lot of damage in this game, because I prioritize the leveling and helping my teams as objectives, and just using the triple axle for sustain combined with EOS cookie. It is really a pretty good combination if you are using as Tsareena, but the hard part of that is the getting the full stack right, So what you need to do is you really need to be pretty cautious in the entire game and just mindfully score if you can score against the enemy. So for example, if the enemy has a Mama Swine or A9, it's hard to to score right. So I prefer that you should not score about that. And also Chandelier, 100% sure you cannot score against that guy, so be mindful of that in order for you to win the games. So I forced my Unite move here and just focusing the attackers in the entire game. And I'm just brain dead spinning. And what I love about the triple axel, bro, is whether you get CC'd, you can just continue your triple axel, so it doesn't really matter if you get CC'd, right? So it is really pretty good. And combined with the grassy glide plus triple axel combo, it is so sweet and it is so good. So here, bros, I got full HP here with just one triple axel. Look at that, bro. I got the booster triple axel and I just got a full HP just like that. So that's why the sustain of triple axel now is pretty good, and it has damage now, but the stomp, I don't know why Timmy nerfs the stomp, but now it is, the triple axel is really pretty good now, and it deals a lot of damage and sustain in the game. So try it out, bros. I really 100% guarantee you that triple axel is very good now against Tsareena. So I will use my Unite move here to dodge the enemy's ability, and I just got a lot of HP just like that. So that's why I love triple axel aggressive glide, bro. Just look at that, bro. I just canceled the animation so I can escape that there just like that. So I will just go in again. I don't care about the enemies because look at the level, bros. Look at the level gap. They cannot do anything against me because I have a lot of level gap. So that's why when playing as solo queue, bros, what you really need to keep in mind is focusing your level. So if you have a lot of levels, bros, I promise you, you could win any games and carry your teams really hard. But I'm not suggesting that you just focus in leveling without helping your team, because many solo queue players do that. Honestly, they just focusing farming and do not help the objectives. So be mindful of that. If you don't help the objectives of your team, they can get a lot of XP in the map, right? So you just give a lot of XP without pressuring the enemy's team side. So you really need to keep note of that. But the combo here, bros, what you really need when playing as Tsareena is really depends on you. So you can just watch my whole videos about the Tsareena and the past videos because I teach the combos there. So here I'm just focusing about the buff of Tsareena, which is pretty good. And the battle items depends on you, bro. You can whether use the full heal or the potion. You can use the potion if the enemies don't have a CC. So I pretty recommend potion for Tsareena because it is really pretty good combined with triple axel because it has a lot of sustain. And look at that, bro. I'm level 15. The enemies is level 10. Like, I really have a huge level in this game, so that's why I almost deal 200k damage in this game, which is pretty good and pretty fun, not gonna lie. So remember, when you have the level gap, level advantage, really put a lot of pressure in the enemy side, bro. Still there comes in order for you to win, just like this. The enemies cannot do anything here. Like, honestly, they don't stand really chance against this because their level is so weak. And I got a lot of level advantage here, and that's the GG for the opponent. So what you need to do, again, do not flip the Rayquaza if you have the advantage. Just like this, we got the advantage, a lot of advantage in the score, right? So you don't need to flip Rayquaza in order for you to win games, but because you have the advantage, so you just need to defend. But if the enemy gets wiped out, that's the right time you use the Rayquaza. So flip the Rayquaza. So if you have a low burst damage and your team composition is really weak, I prefer you should not do that. So even here, I'm fighting here, I'm watching also the Rayquaza. So I will just flip the map just like that. I'm flipping the map in order for me to watch the team, and there's like that, just how you play. And be mindful, map awareness is really a must when playing this Pokemon. I mean, every Pokemon, you really need a lot of map awareness. So that's just how you play Tsareena, bros. Depends on you whether you use your full heal or potion. But if there's a lot of CC, Full heal is a must, and the triple axel depends on you whether you use the grassy glide or the drop kick, but I prefer the cancel animation, so don't judge me because I'm more comfortable when playing as grassy glide, so it really depends on your playstyle. So thank you bros, I hope we reach 20 likes again, and like and subscribe for more type of this content. Thank you bros, and stay hydrated as always.